that. I even actually did a couple of interviews today, and I don't remember, half the people don't remember me, so excited to be able to still do that, to promote this biggest race, and excited about watching it, going down there for a couple of days, and yeah, I mean, looking forward to it. But you got to get ready. You got to be ready as a driver and as a team.
One thing, we'll never forget you, Bobby, don't worry. We got you covered. Either way, let's check out the Daytona 500 schedule this week, because it's jam-packed as always. So on Wednesday, you're going to catch all the best action from Media Day beginning at 5 Eastern, right here on FS1, qualifying later that night, and then Thursday at 8, we have the duels with coverage for those starting at 6, and then on Sunday, Daytona 500 coverage begins at 11 a.m. Eastern on FS1, and it continues over on Fox, starting at 1, leading right into the race. And this week, the intensity ramps up. You start with, Media Day, and then things get pretty intense quickly.
Right away, like never before. We're going down to Daytona for the very first time, and we are going to make our first lap to qualify for the Daytona 500. So, I mean, it's never been done. We typically go down there, we practice, we massage on it. Yeah. We're like, oh, we got this aero tweak or that aero tweak. You never show all your cards in practice, and then you go try and lay down that big lap in qualifying, and try and get yourself locked in on the front row for the Daytona 500. Well, now this year, you better bring it all right from the shop. You have to show up guns loaded and try and lay down that really fast lap first time on the racetrack.
Yeah, and you think about Media Day. I mean, that always was a lot of fun. You get ready, that kind of gets you going for the week, and obviously it's a short week, and you go straight into qualifying. Like you said, I think there's obviously all these drivers looking forward to it. 36 of them are they're locked in. So they don't have as much pressure. But you're right. When you go out there and you're going to make that first shift and turn of the wheel, you want to make sure everything feels right. A lot of pressure going into that. So 36 guys have a lot of pressure on them as well. But then there's some behind him trying to get to that 2 in the qualifying and then 4 in the race. I mean, it's going to be pretty intense after that. So Wednesday and Thursday is going to be intense for a lot of people.
Yeah, and you talk about that pressure. I mean, here's who the pressure is on. You got these 6 drivers vying for these 4 spots. And look at the names out there. Jimmy Johnson, not locked in. He's got to either qualify his way in or get in through the duels. And then you got some other big-time names on there. And guys, by the way, the only guy on that list that is raced in the Daytona 500, that's the driver in the 84. The guy out of retirement. But Bobby, you've been in this position before, having to qualify into the Daytona 500. What is that like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, 2 of these guys, 6 get in through fastest speeds, and I kind of have an idea who they could be. And I know for me, my first time down there was probably 67 cars trying to make the Daytona 500. So there's a lot of cars in each of the duels that were trying to make it in. For me personally, we weren't fast enough. We had qualified 39th on speed, which was not going to get us in. So we had to race our way in. And how that goes, and for people to understand, it is intense. You have to be in the top, at that point in time, 13, I think. And for me, I had to have help from my brother. I was not fast enough during the race. He pulls up there, pushes me up there, kind of get through a few cars, come to the start-finish line. Did I make it? Did I make it? Did we make it? Because it was that close. So, still a lot of pressure for 4. The 2 that make it on speed are fine. But after that, 2 and 2 is going to be exciting to see it race within itself to watch for the duels.
And I know, just being in the duels, around those cars that have to make it in, you can feel it. Like, you can feel the intensity level and the desperation, right? It's the biggest race of the year. And these guys go down there trying to make the race. You can't win the Daytona 500 if you're not in the race. So these guys go down there, they're trying to make the race, and their only chance is to make it through in the duels. And you feel that intensity level as the laps click off during the duels. The intensity level creeps higher and higher and higher. And then you typically see some sort of Hail Mary at the end of the duel when they're trying to get in. So it's crazy, and it's going to be a must-see on Thursday night.
Yeah. Well, we're just getting started on Racehub here tonight. Time for us to take a quick break, but coming up,